A burst of energy, and it finally feels like the right time to start that project of yours. You make a strong start, maybe even an overachieving one, and then the momentum disappears. Not because you're lazy, not because you're not capable. Most creative projects die because the system behind them isn't built to survive after motivation runs out. We tend to think failure means we didn't want it badly enough, but more often than not, it just means the road wasn't laid properly. And when that happens, the ride gets bumpy real fast. Every creative pursuit requires a leap of faith, but if you want that faith to be rewarded, you need patience, perseverance, and systems that still work on the days you don't feel like showing up. Rushing is all too natural. Just look at the media landscape filled with 30-day challenges, get-fit-quick regimes, and the latest method to make easy money. We're routinely convinced it's only worth working on something if it'll lead to a result. Moreover, they suggest that the result is what makes you successful, not the act of showing up and creating. So naturally, when we have an idea and the motivation arrives, we pour all our effort to maximize quality and create more than we ever have before. But nothing happens. The next month has arrived. Now the bar's too high. Anything less than that original intensity feels like failure, and it compounds. Every day you can't keep up the way you did. Working till you're running on fumes doesn't expedite the reward. We want results quickly, so the success can fuel our momentum. But working harder leads to better work, not faster results. That's not paradoxical. Your second attempt is probably better than your first, but it's still likely in the infancy of your overall quality. If you start a project expecting early success to carry you forward, for the vast majority of us, that's a real rude awakening waiting to happen. It's very likely you were sprinting without knowing if you could keep pace. And we don't even stop to question why we're pushing so hard in the first place. Ask yourself how you should be spending your energy and time before it's all gone. You didn't fail, you just didn't have a system in place to succeed. Dragging is the same as waiting till it's perfect to start. The truth is, perfect is a retrospective audience metric. I'm not saying don't make it good, I'm just saying if you never put it out, you're denying the chance for someone to be moved by your work, for them to deem it perfect even. This is also a failure of systems. It means your deadlines simply aren't getting enforced. Deadlines are super important. They create finality. They allow you to move on to the next step, to the next attempt. Putting work out into the world gives you a concrete post to improve upon. It's okay to cringe at it, it's okay to love it again years later, but you can't do any of that if you've never put the work out there. So if you've started something a few times and watched it die, this video is for you. Once you've determined which bucket you're in, let's make sure you can take the steps to succeed. Mindset is everything, and you need to calculate the pressure and expectations of the project. Early on, you need to be honest with yourself about the nature of the work. Is it a burning passion, an experiment, or a hobby? That decision sets the pressure correctly. You can calibrate what the stakes are for yourself. Next, expectations of success. You need to decide what success looks like for you, not what it looks like for someone else. For me, success means posting to YouTube twice a month. That's it. But why twice? It's not because I'm slow, it's not because I lack skill, it's just because that's how frequently I believe I can make quality work that I'm proud of, with the base amount of creative energy I have in a day. I'm assuming I have no motivation. I'm not relying on bursts of energy. I'm looking at myself honestly, day to day. 2 videos is the foundation of my YouTube channel. It gives me just enough time to experiment, to tinker, to make the video the best that it could be. But I know I need a hard deadline or it simply won't get made. That way I don't risk burnout, I don't risk failure. You need to determine what that baseline is for yourself and stick to it for 6 months. 6 months. I'm not trying to impress anyone. It's not glamorous. I'm trying to build habits, systems, and muscle memory for the future. I've been a filmmaker for over 7 years now, and I used to struggle with personal projects. I didn't have a coach pushing me along, creating a plan for me. It's just me. I know I can work really hard, I know I can move mountains, but I can sustain those bursts of intensity. Eventually I'd lose faith and motivation. This cycle is exhausting on your soul and your creativity. I've been on both sides, rushing and dragging. But for YouTube, this system gives me the chance to prevail even when motivation is low. This system shows me I can keep faith. To keep the metaphor alive, earlier, maybe I could move 4 or 5 mountains in a year. Now, I know I can move 1 mountain a month. It doesn't look shiny, but 12 sure is better than 5. It took me a while to get to this place, so I'm hoping this kickstarts something in you watching this. We're human, and if the system works for you, there will be energy spikes. For example, in November I finally stopped dragging and started working on my YouTube scripts. In December, I avoided rushing by uploading just twice. In January, motivation was high, so I finished the baseline 2 videos pretty early, and I scheduled them. But achieving the goal gave me an itch to do more, to push more. This is a familiar trap, and a critical moment. Do not scale up too much on this energy. You don't know how long the high will last, so I recommend focusing on making just one more step. I chose to do just one extra video. I made it and scheduled it for upload. At the end of the month, the itch came back, so again, I didn't scale up. I focused on making just one more. I ended January with 4 videos. This helped me feel as though I'd used my extra energy, but I hadn't changed my baseline. I could focus back to making just 2 videos again for February. I didn't expect myself to repeat January. It didn't feel like pressure. I'm protecting the system, not the metric. Just remember, it would have been far worse to attempt 4 and release none than to quietly hit the baseline. Ultimately, these are reflections from my own journey, not rigid rules. I want to expand on these ideas for the future as I make progress, but they're worth considering now, and I think they can help for any kind of creative project. I'm an optimistic guy. I believe we're all capable of great feats. So if there's one thing to take away from this video, how you achieve your goal is just as important as the goal itself. Subscribe to follow the journey, comment so I can follow yours. See you next time.